Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rafegal. We're playing some more Final Fantasy VI. Put it in wrong. We are about ready to do one of the most well-known little sequences in the game. Before we do that, there's actually a couple things I wanted to take care of real quick. Namely, I believe we're going to be able to go to the auction house. I could be wrong, but we're going to check that out as a possibility. Oops. Enemies in Vanish are immediately susceptible to magic, so it's a good thing to do. There we go. So if you missed last time, we're in Zozo, the Town of Liars. Every enemy or every NPC walking around lies, and they all will give you hints about the time. So basically, by process of elimination, you can figure out the time that you need to set it to is 6:10:50, which gets us the chainsaw. That's all. That's what we went back in for. Wow, that was fire too. That's also really annoying because it means that everyone else got magic points that Locke didn't. Phoenix Down. Last time we also got Espers, which means everyone can learn magic now. Most people are going to be taking a bit of time. Our goal here is going to be we're getting Celis Rama now, because she's going to be leaving before we want to put it on somebody else. Our other person offhand that's pretty important is, I believe, we wanted to have Locke learn we're having Locke learn something. I don't remember what it was offhand. Let's see. Siren. Sleep! Because there's an enemy that's vulnerable to sleep coming up. By an enemy, I mean a boss. Not for a while, but it'll be soon enough. If you missed last time, the reason that we are using the mug on the back row there is because they have a chance to drop Dragon Boots. Dragon Boots are a rare drop from it, so 1 in 8, and it is a relic that lets us do a jump attack like a Dragoon from the other Final Fantasy games. It's not actually good, but they sell for 5,000 gil. It's a gil. It's gil. So we actually have enough money right now to take care of several things at the auction house, at least. Okay, Celis learned Thunder. I just realized it's cruel to go get a chainsaw and then not show you what it does. Okay, we've got sleep. So there's two modes on the chainsaw. The first one you saw is the radial effect, which is just high damage output. The second one is that's where he puts the Jason mask on and does a instant kill. It is a low chance for an instant kill effect. So it is... We're not going to use the chainsaw much. Right now I'm just using it because it's neat. But the fact that that instant kill chance is there and is not terribly high is less than good. Okay, so these are worth 4,500 each. That's why we were harvesting them. Hyper wrists. I don't think we need. I never actually bothered looking up if they were. If they actually worked in this version or not. Okay, well, before I keep selling stuff, let's make sure that the auction house is actually open. And see if we can get what we need. Okay, so auction house is not open yet. So we've got some more time to get more money. And if I'm remembering right, let me make sure I've got this correct. We need Sabin. In the third spot, which he is in. Okay. It's actually important. Sometimes the party positioning matters, like Edgar being in front when you're going and talking to people in his town. Okay, so we're gonna go to Ozer's mansion and talk to the impresario. And Maria? Mistook you. You could pass for Maria in a heartbeat. She's a famous opera singer. We do want to go over here. Believe. Nope, never mind. Find a letter. I have decided to take you as my wife, so I'll be coming to kidnap you, the Wandering Gambler. And we get our introduction / tease for Setzer. So, as a kid, Setzer was basically my favorite character. He's got lots of really cool abilities. He's very powerful. As I've gotten older, I've started being a little bit questioning about it, given the fact that he has basically he's basically a kidnapper. I mean, kidnapping a woman to make her your wife is kind of crappy. A bit. Just saying. Now, I could see this being something where, you know, they have a thing and society doesn't approve, so he's coming to sweep her away or something like that. There is a potential for it to be this romantic gesture, but without that, context never really gets established as to whether he actually knows Maria or not. With that in mind, it's kind of creepy. Just saying. Okay. So the reason they were coming up with this plan is because Setzer owns the world's only airship that would be able to take us to the Imperial continent. So we're going to use his kidnapping plan against him. Said Celis looks like Maria. I'm a former general, not some opera floozy. That's the spirit. Just like Setzer, it'll be tons of fun. We see Ultros. Leaves a letter. And everyone walks away without noticing. Again, this game has a lot of good comedic villains. And it is now time for one of the most complex and greatest pieces of music in the history of video games. Nobuo Uematsu wrote a short opera. Like, this isn't just a thing that they did. He wrote the first act of an opera. Fully performed, it's like half an hour long. I believe. This is another one of those that I would highly recommend, and I will link to a version of it. There are versions of this that are performed by an orchestra, with actual operatic singers, and they are amazing. Considering what the Super Nintendo had to work with as far as this goes, I feel like this is extremely impressive on the way that it's presented. Just saying. I stand corrected. This is the GBA version, and for some reason the patch didn't fix it. And now I'm mad. I'm kind of mad now. Like, so there's a version of this, of the sound fix that I used, that replaces this with the actual orchestral version. It replaces the whole opera with the orchestral version. And I chose not to do that so that you could hear the original Super Nintendo one so I could talk about it. The fact that it didn't actually fix the sounds makes me kind of mad at this patch. You see Locke actually blush? That's a change in the translation. That's okay. Okay. So he tells us to check the score one last time. I've played this game before. It basically gives you the script ahead of time, and you are going to have to follow the script. I'm apparently going to have to look up the Super Nintendo version and link that as well, and I will recommend that you go and listen to that. I'll go through here and get my commentary still as if it were the good version. I'm very disappointed, and I apologize. Okay, the Cells version hasn't that. Maybe? Okay, no. The lyrics are different too. Figures. I genuinely would have played the Super Nintendo version over this if I knew this was this version. So grumpy. Okay, well you can still hear the rest. The orchestral part in the background is still extremely complex. You've got the harp part, the strings. That's the Super Nintendo part. The vocals, they use this kind of synthesized vocal sound in the SNES version that gives you these tones and this kind of facsimile of voices. And when you actually hear it, it fits. Okay, so we have to go talk to Draco, come dance with him. If you do that too slow, it will actually cause problems, and then you have to walk up to the balcony. Again, if you do it too slow, you end up causing problems. And we're good. So it's this little, very brief interactive minigame. You know, actually, some of the lyrics in this version aren't bad as I was thinking they would be. I'm a little frustrated that they changed them, but they fit the rhyming scheme better to English instead of just doing a translation, and they still fit. They make sense. They tell the story. So yeah. There are, I believe, 4 tracks to the opera. This is the Aria de Mezzocarate. There are... the entire thing as a whole is called the Dream Oath Opera. There are tons of great versions of this. There's a great Black Mages version, which is a band that Nobuo Uematsu put together or joined alongside some fans that does rock versions of Final Fantasy music. There's, like I said, tons of good orchestral versions of live performances that are the entire thing. That part right there is the most well-known, but the intro part, this part right here, are all included, and the fight music for the boss that we're going to be coming up to. Okay. So we finally find a letter from Ultros. Must have gotten stuck on Celus's shoe or something. Once again, just a minor thing in terms of the way the music works. When you go out into the lobby, it gets quieter. Western survivors attack. I wish if they were gonna do this actual like recorded voices or synthesized voices, they could have at least tried to make it sound like the words instead of just the da da da. And get people who could sing. This is bad. Well, we've learned an important lesson about version differences today. I said from the very beginning that this had the worst sound quality, and that's why I patched it. If you pick this up, I would highly suggest you get the EU version, which has the entire orchestral part, because it's better than this. And yeah. Relic. Okay. Excuse me. So this is what happens when you put sprint shoes on in this game. He tells you what to do. If you don't listen, bad things happen. And waste a lot of time. And you see there why I usually don't use them, because it's really easy to go too fast. Okay, so we're gonna fight some rats. We want to hit the gold ones. and then auto crossbow. If the gray ones have less health, but if they die before the gold ones, then they respawn. One of the other important things here is this is a timed area. This entire section is timed. We only have 5 minutes to get through the entire set of these. We want to get... we want to get through them as fast as possible. That way we'll have a little bit of time at the end. If we have anything to, at this point, probably rearrange espers, because it looks like everybody learned what they were trying to learn. We don't need to do the rest of those fights. Which is good, because this is... Okay. I was a little bit hesitant to keep using that because it is really slow animation, but I think we're good. And had all of our stuff queued before they got to go. Okay, so we're gonna go real quick here. He has not learned all of Kirin yet. I think he's learned all of Siren. So we're gonna switch to Rama. Kate Sith, we still have more to go. Okay, perfect. Murmuring of the crowd. There's no one to win the girl. How can the story possibly continue? Okay. Neither Draco nor Ross will win Cella's hand. It is I, Locke, the world's premier adventurer, who shall take her as my wife. Oh dear, what a dreadful actor. Music! Okay. So, we're gonna do something really neat here. We get a pincer attack on Ultros, who is weak to fire. Sabin is using the Fire Knuckles. And behind him. That's why we had him in the 3rd position. So we just wreck him. Which is too bad, because the music there is awesome. My compliments on a most impressive performance. Whoosh. Setzer. I'm a man of my word, Impresario. I'm taking Maria. Okay, I'm a little disappointed they changed that line too. The original is, I'm a man of my word, Music Man. I took by Setzer instead. Stay tuned for part 2. Okay. So that was the opera. I apologize if I was a little grumpy there. It's still good. The music part is still good. The vocal part is better in the Super Nintendo version, and the live version of this is amazing. I will link to the Super Nintendo version, and I will link to the other version. So the fact that he's locked her in a room really doesn't help his case here. It's one of those things that I'd never really stopped to consider before. And as I've gotten older, realized this is kind of creepy. You're a great fake actress. You know, I think you may be even cuter than Maria. Fine. But I have some conditions. So I'm not sure where this particular thing comes from, why Celis knows enough to do this, but that's okay. Because it also reveals something that we haven't seen yet. I've never seen a double-headed coin before. That coin? Edgar, don't tell me. So if you don't have them in your party, you miss that line. And I don't know where the two-headed coin would have come from otherwise. But it's very heavily implied right there and very subtly implied, or it just kind of brushes over it, and especially if you didn't know about the coin toss from taking them to Figaro. That Edgar fixed the coin toss, used a double-headed coin, so that Sabin could go be free. Okay. So we're gonna pop in here quick. Whoops, we should unequip that because that's really annoying. Oh, I'll need to look up the hyper wrist after this just to make sure that it's viable. Otherwise we're selling them. All of them. Let's grab one of those just to be safe, and one of these just to be safe. Again, we're trying not to buy too much because we're trying to save money. We are very much coming to a point where we're going to need money to do several things. We've got 2 there. MP bonus. Let's just buy one of those real quick. We're good on that, we're good on that, we're good on that, we're good on that. Random treasure chests in the dude's house. Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay. So we're just gonna check real quick here. Should be able to get rid of all of those. Let's do a quick sort here. I think Air Knife we can get rid of. Kunai we should be able to get rid of. Mithra Sword. Great Sword. And then I believe we should be able to get rid of Ashura and Tetsu. Metal Knuckle, Mithril Knuckle, Kaiser Knuckle. Bucklers. Bandanas. Let's keep one of those just to be safe. Plumed Hat should be able to be good. Because between these three we should be good there. Kenpogi should be good to go away. We'll keep a Silk Robe. Should be good. And that whole sequence just basically got us the money back that we just spent. Once again, the fact that the music gets louder as you go back up here into the cafe is kind of cool. We see there's Imperial soldiers in the saloon, kind of neat. And I believe this has, yeah, teleport stones. So we got 4 warp stones there. They're just gonna be useful. And actually, let's real quick. This guy. Free heal. So there's 2 other towns we can go to right now, technically. But there's not really a reason to go there. We'll be able to go there in a little bit here, and it'll be worthwhile, but right now it's not. So these wyverns have the same drop that some of the other enemies that we were fighting earlier had. Somebody learned Poisana. I'm guessing that's Edgar. Yes. And she was working on Rama. Give her Rama back since she's almost done. Where's he at on Cait Sith? We still want him on Cait Sith because we want him to get that magic boost. We can switch this. More people getting Cure is good. Seems like a good plan. Okay. So yes, we have access to this whole continent now, but there's very little reason to actually go wandering around and actually fight everything. There's just so many enemies on the way that it's not worth it. Basically, anytime we can steal equipment, we're going to try and do that. Once again, we're needing, I believe, yeah, we're at 37,000 gil right now. The next section, we're going to want something close to 120 to 140,000. We've got a ways to go. So, this is Vector. It's kind of shady. The guy at the end will let us stay for free, but he'll fight us. This old woman will call the guards and then fight us. Like, there's all kinds of just random stuff like that. So we need to find a way into the Magitech facility, which is over here. So he's going to distract the guards for us. He's going to act drunk. And we climb over on these girders, past them, and can enter into the facility. One of the coolest pieces of music in this section that immediately got interrupted because, of course it did. So we want Lash as our primary here instead of Auto Crossbow. A lot of these enemies are weak to magic, or strong against physical at least. And the reason for that is because it wants you to use the cool new magic you've got. This whole area is full of little side areas that you can climb to. We're gonna give... I think we're actually gonna leave the Flame Tongue alone for now, because we're gonna have to fight something that's strong against fire soon. Now, the downside here is that navigating is actually kind of tricky. Maybe we'll go with the Flame Tongue. At least until we get to that fight. Let's go actually put it on Celes. And we'll put her in the front with Sabin. So they can actually do physical attacks if they need to. missing anything. I think we're good. Proto Armor. I will also just say we're totally okay with getting some extra fights here because we have Espers, we're learning magic now, and we want to get we want to get Sabin those levels while he's got that equipped, the Esper equipped that he does. So this is how you get back up. We don't need to do that right now. Got a tent. This is also an area that just has a very high encounter rate, unfortunately. Try to mix it up a little bit for you, so it's not just Flash and Rising Phoenix over and over again. There must be like a switch or something to get that platform down. It's been a while since I've played this part, and the runs of it that I've been watching don't get any of this. Oh my god. I take back what I said about being okay with getting a couple of counters. I like to walk before it happens. That's fine. Thunderblade. That's just so good. There we go. Pretty sure this is it. 2 proto armor. Where is it? Thunderblade. Horror Cannon's pretty ridiculous. Kira Libra. Gold Shield. She has the lowest defense right now, so we're giving that to her. Another set of Dragoon boots. Let's double check where we're at on Espers real quick. Okay, so Siren's learn rates are really high. I didn't mention it before, I don't think. The acquisition right there is how much percent you get per magic point you get per AP. So when that last fight, was 4 magic points, 4 AP, and it was so 10 times, so that one was worth 40 towards sleep. Fortunately, I think he's actually got float down. I haven't been paying attention to how much XP they've been getting. So we'll go ahead and do that. Kieran. He's still learning. Rama, she's still learning. Okay, so I'll just try and pay attention here to how much XP we're actually getting. Yeah, unfortunately, Rising Phoenix is just really good and doesn't cost him, so we're going to be using it a lot. And after I just said that, I think it was a few hundred, so we should be good for a few more fights. I'm going to try and temper back and forth, or switch to Espers back and forth so that just thinking that that looked like a problem. So that Sabin will get... Basically, we're going to try and switch back so that he can get levels on with the correct Esper. And I put it in wrong. Summon our first Esper. So all the Espers have an option where you can summon them. That's what Rama looks like. Not worth it. Let's go one more. I think we can do one more without him leveling up. Hadouken. Thundara and Sleep. Yeah, so many half-completed ones. Yeah, we'll just give him Rama for one. Give her Siren for one. Sabin gained a level. He already has Sleep, so we'll just go ahead and switch back here. And it looks like we're going to actually have to take a moment here to do this. Silver Spectacles, go back to the menu. Beast Bracer. Silver Spectacles. Give her Hermes Sandal. Well, Metro Glove. That'll work. Okay. So I think we're ready to progress. Okay, almost through. Probably should have did a break before this, but I know there's a section coming up that we're not going to be able to skip easily, so I ended up doing it this way. Hey, turns out Thundara's good. heck? Oh, okay. I think I know where we have to go. This whole section is, like I said, the layout on this level is really weird. It's kind of hard to navigate. There's a ton of good stuff here. We've got lots of good items, we've got some good music. The enemies are kind of annoying, but the encounter rate seems really high. This way. We hear a familiar laugh. A little bit more foreshadowing there. Really cool. And we see him toss 2 more espers down the hole. With really weird looking versions of their sprite. Or sprite versions of themselves. And we're gonna follow them down. As we told Rama we'd go help his friends. Aha, they must be weak to fire. Okay, boss fight. Ifrit. We're gonna get fire cast on us a bunch. There's a reason I just did some healing. Switches with Shiva. Switch for Flame Tongue and attack. Fire. Fire. Attack. Okay. We get Ifrit and Shiva. And we now have more than 2, which is nice. Or more than 4, rather, so we can actually do a little bit more rotation. Ifrit gives a strength bonus. Yeah, we should be good. On the rest, let's do a quick check. Still learning float. Still learning everything. Just about done. I believe this should be a little side room with a save point. Okay. This video has been fairly long at this point, so I think for the sake of the video more than the narrative, we're going to actually take a break here. But I will pick back up next time with the rest of the Magitech facility. We're almost done. And then we will progress with, let's see, the escape. And then we'll get the rest of Terra's backstory. And we will get access to the airship to fly around for the first time. So, hopefully you're still enjoying this. If you are, give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. As I said, I apologize about the opera there, and I will have links to the better versions in the comments or in the description. And as always, have a good one.